All right, welcome to another episode. Today we have Ola. She's currently based out of Bali and is mainly focused on trading and self-development, where we actually recently connected at a Tony Robbins seminar. So, Ola, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so happy that I can be here.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm excited to jam out, especially after UPW. Tell us a little bit about, first and foremost, how did you decide to get into personal development at a fairly young age? And then how has it helped you overall over the last few years?
Or I think that's a very long story, but it actually started when I was 17. And I was in a very dark place back then. Like all my
Mm,
friends, they were, you know, mm, everyone was going through depression. I was one of this person. And it was just very hard. I lived without God. I lived in such a depressing state. It was
mm,
just very, very hard. And then like something came to me, like a feeling that I really have to make the change. And that was the first time that I
mm.
took for my first self-development book back then. That was by Dispenza, if I'm
Oh, yes.
missing. And it was just so different. And like to realizing that I really can have responsibility over my life. And that life is not just thrown at me, but I can create a life from within. It's just changed my life so much.
That's a big pattern that I've gone through as well, right? Is that sometimes we find ourselves in a very dark place, but then a book or a podcast or something hits us. So for
Yeah.
you, we recently did the Tony Robbins event, right? So then tell me about like how has that been? I know we were talking a little bit about identity and consistency, and on your Instagram, I think I saw something about this idea of identity as well. So tell me more about kind of how is that then playing a role as you keep developing?
I think, oh yeah, the biggest thing that is changed after UPW was that I understand that I did not live by my own beliefs, that I lived by the beliefs of other people, of my past relationship, of my siblings, of my all the people that taught me during this whole life, like
Mm,
people that I met, my parents, and I finally realized that I really do not live by my own beliefs. And I think that was the biggest shift. And then I really start asking myself, okay, so what is the truth for me? How do I really see the world?
wow.
Uh, who I want to be in the future? And I think
Mm,
that was the biggest shift. And, and just understanding the priming, like how
yes.
important it is. And from that moment, oh my God, from that moment,
Yes.
after we finish PW every single day, I start priming
Mm,
myself daily. And I know how silly that for me, it sounds very silly that, we just have to jump and yell. I mean, yell, like, be excited,
yeah.
say, yes, I can do it. It was
Right.
very silly for me before. And also, like, I'm pretty quiet person. Like, I never like to be loud. Even now, like,
Mm,
I live with such a lovely lady, and I always was a little scared to be loud, uh,
yes.
to say really anything. Overall, like, I speak very quietly. I realized this after the UPW, and I realized it's the
Wow.
issue that I had with really telling my truth. So that was a huge shift. And priming myself for every day and say, I
Yes.
can do it. I can go for it. Like it is possible. It's changed a lot.
So then what would you recommend somebody who's in a situation where they're feeling a little bit stuck? Like what's something they can do as part of their morning routine to like get back into a really good space?
I think first time is to really stand up from the bed the moment you wake up. Because my issue before was that I
Um,
could wake up and first thing I would fall, fall back asleep. Or
mm,
I would just stay in bed and I would start overthinking, like
um,
whatever I have to do during the day. So the first
Mm,
thing, really to just stand up and do like a few quick jumps, it helps
mm,
a lot. Even it really can sound so silly because you
yeah.
literally just stand up and start jumping, but it really like your physiology is so important.
Yes.
So that's the first thing I would do.
Okay, so then for you, I know physiology is like a big thing. So now, what are some new beliefs, like maybe that, like activate my physiology early in the morning, but what are some new beliefs that you're starting to get as you've developed?
I think first new belief, the most important one was that I'm doing enough. And
Mm,
while I'm saying this belief, I start jumping and I just take my head very high and I'm like, yes,
yes, yes,
I'm
yes.
doing enough every single morning.
Oh, wow.
And
Really
yeah,
good.
basically that. So I just
Mm,
started jumping. I love jumping, honestly, and I love
yeah.
dancing. I think dancing was always
Mm,
of therapy for me. So I dance as often as I can. I dance in the
mm.
morning, I dance in the evening, I dance when I cook. So it just became my a little habit.
Yeah, and it sounds like being playful and like getting into a groove or a
Yeah.
rhythm is a big part of that.
Yeah. I'm really about like romanticizing my life whenever I can. Even if
Um,
it's just like lighting a little candle while I'm reading, or
mm,
even drinking from a beautiful glass. It's like just
oh,
little things that just like make life more enjoyable. Because like, everyone have a hardships, everyone, and
yes.
everyone going through problems. But it's just the way we deal with it.
Yes, absolutely. So, what are some other small habits, atomic habits, some people would call them, that you have picked up, like, dancing or, drinking out of a really cool glass or whatever? What are some other little things in your life where you're like, hey, this is really helping me?
Mm. I don't know if it's slow, but I really prioritize my workouts routine. So
Yes.
I work out almost every day. Usually it's 6 times a week.
Yes.
And it's, it's just, but obviously like I built this habit over years. And it's like the most important part of my day. Like I need
Mm,
to go work out. I have to move my body. Like there's no question about it. Especially when I'm feeling low, I know that I have to go work out. Even when I
yeah.
feel like I don't want to, because it's gonna shift my mood. It's gonna shift my body. I'm gonna put myself in a new state. So that's the most
Yes.
important habit I created. Yeah.
Mm. And
And I think
how,
overall, like I'm very focused on health. So even yeah, even my health habits, for example, like I'm trying not to eat refined sugar. So
mm,
I know that I'm gonna go look for it. So this is why I do not have any refined sugar at my house. And I'm just preparing, for example, my snacks day before. So like I'm doing like a
mm,
healthy snack without no sugar. So it helps me
yes.
maintain my new habits.
I see, I see. That's powerful. And how important would you say environment, the people around you, the place where you live, how important do you feel that's also contributed to your growth?
Oh, that's so important. I think like that's one of the most important things, your environment. 100%. The people that you surround yourself. It's so, so important. Oh my gosh, I could talk about this and talk, but obviously when I was younger, I could not really choose my environment because obviously I live with my friends and we lived where we lived. But the
Mm.
moment I could decide, I moved away.
Oh,
And so I'm from Poland. And when I turned 18, I moved across the country to the university because I just knew that I have to surround myself with new people. And it
yes.
helped me a lot, especially like let me give me an example. If all your friends smoke, the probability of your smoking is very high. If all your friends always going to work out, always going to the gym, and most of the time they meet at the gym and they have their like little chats there, and after that they going, I don't know, like get some smoothie after. This
Yeah.
is where like really this relationship. is growing. So
Mm.
the probability of you to start going to the gym is very high as well. Because people really can drain you or they can hype you up.
So yeah, when it comes to environment, how then did you get into trading? It sounds like you went to university, but then took maybe a non-traditional route. So how did that unfold?
Hmm. It's actually a very interesting question. And saying about environment here, hmm. I think it's very important, but I truly believe that trading it's a lonely journey. It's
Oh,
really the
really?
journey, it's you versus you, truly. Because
Wow.
all you do is just you're looking at the chart and then you have your strategy that you have to use. And then you play with money. So there's always gonna be a loss. And
Mm-hmm.
especially at the beginning, you probably will lose. And it's not because of your strategy doesn't work, but it's because of your mind. And your mind's gonna play with you a lot. For example, if you're impatient in your real life,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna be impatient with trading. And you would
Wow.
try get into the trades too fast or too late. And then if it's too late, if for example, that was a great trade that you did not get into, you're gonna feel FOMO. And
Mm.
then you would try enter the trade again, and you probably will lose on that. So really, your mind's gonna play so many tricks on you. And I think understand yourself and really invest into self-development will help you to become a better trader because it's really, really you versus you. Because there's no one else. It's literally just you and charts. So then you have to think about the way you think.
Yes, yes, yes. What are some, because that's also applicable in other lines of work, right? So for you, how do you manage, FOMO, like fear of loss, some of these things that are natural? How do you
Yeah.
manage that?
So first of all, I journal every single time, every single one of my trades. So I
Mm,
understand what happened, even when I win, even when I lose. It doesn't matter. Always journal every single of my trades. So I know what went good and what went bad. I really
mm,
ask myself, so, all right, I have my strategy. And then I look at the charts and I check up everything. So I check up all of my boxes. And
mm,
then I just do not allow myself. I know what to do. I'm prepared.
yeah.
I'm just doing it without any thinking. And even, all right, there even that was a thing 2 days ago. So Monday I took trade. It was a great trade. I won the trade.
Mm, mm,
Tuesday, it was a great setup. I was a little unsure, so I didn't take it. At the end,
mm.
it went very, very good.
Oh
So
man.
obviously I dealt with some emotions here and I was like, damn, I didn't
Yeah.
take that trade. I could make so much money. And then I
Mm,
realized it's all right because market always, the market, there's always gonna be opportunity in the market no matter what. So I just calmed down. I changed my state. I listened to my
mm,
favorite music and I just went like with my day. You just have to learn to really move on. Like life is going and market's always gonna give you opportunity. So learning these things and oh my God, I learned so much patience. I spent
mm,
a
mm.
lot of time with God. It gives me a lot of patience. And that's very, very important.
Tell me more about that. Yeah, that's interesting. So how does that work for you? Is it you pray, you read the Bible, or like how does that work?
Yeah. So my morning routine, I give myself at least hour every single morning to read Bible. And
Uh,
then I not only read it, but I actually try studying it. So ask questions about every single chapter. And sometimes I ask my friends that they really deep in their belief and they've been
mm,
Christians for a very long time. Or I also ask GBT about some things.
yeah, yeah.
And sometimes when I do not understand certain words, I translate them and I also translate them to Hebrew to understand the real meaning of the words. Um,
Mm,
yeah, I'm going for like a Bible study that actually happened yesterday. And I just ask a lot of questions. I always pray every single day, a few times per day actually, and I really ask God
wow.
for guidance. I think He just gives me this guidance when I ask for it. I really believe that. And yeah, he just guides me through my trades as well. Like I allow God into my financial life. So he guides me through it. And then he gives me the patience and the guidance, even with the trades.
Yeah, that's so powerful because a lot of the times work and money appear to be very separate from faith and religion or like our beliefs. At what point did you bring them together?
I got very close to God this year. And honestly, I had so many questions. And honestly, I'm so grateful for my friends in
Yeah.
Christ. Oh my God, they're so amazing and they bring me so close to God. And they told me that I can wrestle with God. I think that was a big thing. So I actually started wrestling. I started arguing. I was like, why is this happening? And with money, I was always so confused because I always felt that it's not worth it, the prayer. Like you should not ask God for money. Like I always felt that it's a little bit like,
Yeah.
it's so material, like you really ask God for it. But then what shift my belief about it was that
Yes.
like why God would like to me like why like God would like me to be broke?
Yeah.
Like how that works. Like I would love to help so much people so then God can use me to help
Yes.
others.
Yes.
And it's just so beautiful that like you can be source of help for others as well. So I do not see money as anything shameful anymore. And I don't
Mm.
feel shame or guilt to ask for money
Yeah.
because God is the one and only and he's the provider.
Yes.
So if he can provide you happiness, if he can provide you health, he can provide you financial freedom for sure. Like tell me what is impossible for God,
Yeah.
truly. Like I think
Yes.
nothing is impossible for him. So
Yes.
I believe that you can ask for anything and it will be given to you. And the same thing is written in Bible. So I'm just getting closer and closer and getting closer to God and just my beliefs for good.
That is amazing. Well, if I can ask, it might be a bit of a personal question, but how do you ask for like abundance or prosperity? Like, how do you pray about that?
I think everyone should create their own internal relationship with God.
Mm.
And first of all, I start my prayers with the prayer of Holy Father, as is written in Bible. And then I start my prayer with gratitude. So I do not start from, okay, God, can you
Yeah,
give me
yeah,
this and
yeah.
this?
Right.
Yeah. I start with gratitude. So I tell him every single
Um,
day how thankful I am that I could wake up today because it's truly a blessing. Not everyone can.
yeah,
And that I can wake up in comfortable bed. I wake up and I can eat nourishing food. I can wake up and I can speak. I can walk. I can jump. I can feel. I can smell. Like all those things are blessings. And because if we just used to it, we do not realize it that there
yeah,
are people in this world that do not have those blessings. So we really,
yes.
really so blessed and we should be grateful for that. So every single prayer I start with gratitude because I think like, even if someone gonna come to you and ask for something,
Yeah.
like how would you answer if someone comes to you first with gratitude and tells you like,
Mm,
so grateful to have you here
mm.
and then ask for something. So yeah, I think that's the right way. But everyone should create their own relationship with God for sure and like be honest with your feelings and be just honest with God. Like you cannot lie to him.
Yes, yes, yes. I think that's big, right there is this idea of truth, right? And facing the truth. And sometimes our beliefs are clouded or we're confused because maybe our parents or our environment cause us to believe something that maybe isn't true, like I'm not enough or I'm
Yeah.
not, whatever, right? So for you, when it comes to truth, I know you mentioned journaling, I know you mentioned, praying, but what are some other things that you do to try to live more into your truth and your authenticity?
Hmm. I try always do what I said I'm going to do. So, creating the routines and creating the discipline, and
Yes.
sometimes pushing through the hard times, because I believe that you cannot grow with staying in comfortable place. So,
Mm,
really growing, really getting to this next level, it's going to be uncomfortable, and it doesn't feel nice, but it's worth
yeah.
it because you can pay the price of being uncomfortable for a little, but you can pay the price of regret. I don't want to pay
Mm,
this price. So
yeah.
even when it's hard, I push myself. And I really, really believe, honestly, praying in God, this is like the biggest thing for me. And I think He's just always next to me and guides me. So whatever hardship I'm going through, I'm going to be okay. So really pushing yourself. Sometimes you just
Yeah.
have to push yourself. You cannot stay in the same place.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
And I
Well,
think
what?
actually
Yeah, go.
about UPW, what has changed me, or that was this Dickens exercise.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
When you imagine what will happen in 15 years if you're gonna
Yeah.
stay in the same place. And that's
Mm,
this feeling of regret, this fear
mm,
of not going for what you want. And it really shifts something inside of me. Mm-mm. I don't want to be in the same place in the next 5 years. Like it have to
yeah,
something have to really change.
that is so true. From your
Yeah.
perspective, why do we stay the same or why do we settle or why do we do that?
Mm, I think because of the fear of judgment, the
Mm,
fear of failing. You just want to stay in this comfortable place because then, like, oh, they're gonna laugh at me,
yeah.
or like, oh, like then I will not belong anymore. But then, like, you actually do
Mm,
not realize where you are right now. If you're not happy with your life right now, if you are not fulfilled, if you're not satisfied, this will not change by doing exactly the same things you were doing for past years.
yes.
So I think that's the main thing of like we just have at the same time we just have so much privilege in this world that we do not
Mm,
even realize it
yeah, I know.
because everything can be even delivered.
I
Every-
know.
like everything is just
Yeah.
so easy for you right now. And you
I
just, okay, like that's enough. Like I don't have to do more. So why would
yeah.
I? And even
Mm,
like complaining, for example, like if even the same thing about your environment, right? If like everyone around you complain, then you start complaining. And it's like this is it just becomes your
like your belief, your mantra, or
no, your expectations, sorry. That like your expectation
oh,
just stay in the same place because everyone
yes.
around you do not have higher expectations to themselves.
Yes, there's the standards.
And that's the word I was looking for.
Yes, yes,
Thank you.
yes. Well, it's interesting, right? Because now we're actually entering an era where AI makes things faster, easier. I mean, you just mentioned it, right? You had a ton of questions, and then yeah, you lean on your friends, but also you lean on, ChatGPT or AI or whatever to get like quick answers. What do you, from your perspective, right? Like, what do you recommend we do to not be overly comfortable or overly reliant on some of these tools, like let's say AI, and stay stuck and too comfortable.
So I really okay. So I use ChatGPT a lot, a lot. I
Yeah,
use it every single day, and I
yeah,
realized that I really rely on
yeah,
AI
yeah.
more than on my own mind. So even when it's just really simple things like counting, like everyone have to count something. Like try count by yourself. Like it's really not
Mm,
that hard. Everyone know the basic math. And I know it's
hmm.
faster, but it's like it's just counting. You can do it.
I
Or like
know.
even during like I realize like sometimes like when I cannot describe feelings, or even like with the
Mm,
Bible verses. like I was relying on ChatGPT much more before a few months ago that I'm relying right now because I realized, and actually that was also in, the prayer in charge, the pastor was talking about
Oh,
that you can, like AI cannot describe your feelings, and AI cannot
right.
describe your questions, the real questions. It cannot be honest with you, like you really honest inside of your heart.
Mm,
So ask yourself and really go deep into it and trying like have this battle in your mind instead of using AI for it. That's the only thing that AI cannot do. It's feel.
yeah.
So really focusing on your feelings, and I think
Mm,
journaling and have like even like just 15 minutes at the end of your day to just review your day and like ask yourself how did I feel. I think it
mm,
can really make a change, and to do it by yourself and to ask your own questions and to answer your own question. Like, we all are
yeah.
capable of thinking, so we should use it the most we can, especially in
I
the times like
know.
that.
It's interesting because it's these little things, right? Like, we were talking about breathing or thinking or seeing or things that we take for granted, right? So w- it's interesting because it is easy to take these things for granted. So how do you stay grounded? How do you uh stay grateful for these like little things that are kind of common?
And, for me, it's again God. And reading
Yeah.
Bible, it's so humbling. Honestly, it's so
Oh,
humbling. When I even like little things when I start reading and you have all these names and you have all this like
oh,
generational
right.
trees and it's like father of this and father of this and father of that.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I cannot even read it properly. It's already a
Mm,
little bit of humbling experience. I'm like I have to
I
learn it.
gotcha.
So, and like grounding yourself, really, like
Mm,
meditate on what is important. Because, for example, in this world, like we
yeah.
chase money, or I don't know, like some people chase fame, or some people chase, I don't know, just the material things.
Mm,
And then no matter what you say, you do not really feel fulfilled by those things. It's because of the
mm,
feelings they got you. The same thing
right.
that Tony Robbins was talking about on his seminar. So, really, really get it into yourself. And what do you really feel? Where
Mm,
do you really want to go? What's really fulfilling for you? What is exciting for you? What brings you joy? And I think that keeps you really grounded because
mm,
the things that give us joy, they literally like the most of the time they're just little things.
yeah.
Like I don't know, you have like your favorites. For example, I have like my favorite snack from, and every single time I'm going back, like
Oh,
I'm just so excited to go to the store and to just get it. And it's just like a
mm,
little thing. And
mm,
it's literally, I don't know, it's like really like a sense. It costs sense. This is like I don't have to work hard for that. I
yes,
don't have
I
to
know.
do anything. It's just this little thing that gives me joy. So, like, what are those little things? And to also like realizing and to be aware of what's happening in the world. Like
Mm,
we are able to get information everywhere right now. Actually, being aware of what's happening and to understand how blessed you are to live the life you live, to be safe.
yeah.
You can wake up and everything's all right. No one bombs your
Right.
country or anything else happens.
I
Like
know.
that's a blessing. Like there's terrible things happening everywhere in the world. They always were happening. They are, and they probably will, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But you can make a change, and you can, or 100% change your own life. So
Mm,
really grounding yourself inside and understanding what's really important in this life,
yes. That's
make a
so
change.
good. That's really good. There's a theme there. It seems like there's a theme around seeking truth. Like you had these questions around the Bible or whatever questions you had. Um, and also, like you said, when you look around you're like, wait, it is true. I am safe. I can walk. I can dance. But like sometimes we again do take that truth for granted. So then for you, how did you is that how you've always been, or it's been an evolution of seeking the truth?
Mm. I think that was for sure, no, like how it's always been.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I think, yeah, the change in environment was a very
Mm,
big shift from that topic to really seek the truth and really important. And yeah, like I think you're just growing towards it. You have to allow yourself to grow and
mm,
allow yourself to make, because
mm.
this is where the wisdom comes, not from just knowing and just learning, but actually when you live, when you live that you learned.
Yeah.
And there are going to be obstacles. And over like I think life just teaching you that.
Yeah.
You just like one at one point, I truly believe there have to be something that makes you question things,
Yes.
you know? Because obviously when you live in a bubble, and I live in a bubble, like I live in my cute little bubble,
Yeah.
and then the bubble broke.
Uh,
So then I had to realize that like what's going on. Like seeking truth and asking question, like I think questioning just everything really makes you seek the truth. And even I do not
mm,
believe that you should, even with belief, even if you believe in God, I I do not believe that you just should blindly go and just trust. Like you should ask questions. Like that's the point of belief. That like you ask questions, but you still believe, and then like you just get more knowledge and more and more and more because this is what makes you grow. I think there's
yeah.
always gonna be a question. It will never finish.
Yeah. That's interesting though, because there's power, because the Bible verse talks about, right? Like if you have the faith of a mustard seed, like that's a very powerful foundation.
Yeah.
But also on the flip side of that, it's like to your point, if you trust I guess what happens if you trust blindly, it doesn't allow you to seek truth. It just like what happens from your perspective?
Because you, I mean, God's really trusting blindly. You don't know. You just start trusting. Why? Like, what's your why? Why you trust? Like, you never
Mm,
ask even a one question. You just start trusting. So,
mm.
is that really a strong belief then? I would question that
Oh, that's interesting.
because I like how
That's
can you
interesting.
just
Yeah.
trust in something with any proof, with any question, and even if there's no like like you have to question things, like how you know that you know, like I didn't even know do I like my blonde hair, like I question it, I changed the color a
Mm,
few times. It's
yeah.
like even I questioned the little things, so how can you not question like the truth, you know,
Well,
like and like
yeah.
we ask question to everything, so I think it's very important.
That's interesting. It's interesting because I think for me, right, what comes up is that sometimes when I have a feeling, I just trust. I just trust. I just,
Oh yeah.
I accept it, or like I don't over I don't think too much about it. But that's also gotten me into trouble sometimes, right? Like
Hmm.
we're like, oh yeah, it's fine, or like, it's not a big deal or whatever. But then if I'm not asking these questions, it's easy to then be misled, or you think you're doing one thing that's right, but then it's not. So, like, has that happened to you where maybe you were trusting, and then you were trusting blindly, and then you had to kind of evolve into this one where you are asking more questions, or
Yes. I was I, I trusted blindly. But at the same time, you know, I ask God for signs. Sometimes like I do not know exact answer and go for it. And I think like you will
mm,
never get perfect answer. And
yeah,
what I meant by this that like you should not just trust blindly. Like even that you said that you sometimes trust blindly and like trust your feelings. I trust my feelings too. I trust my God as well.
mm,
It already came from something. It came from previous question. It's not like you never ask a question.
yeah, yeah. Mm. That's an interesting topic that I didn't really think about, because also it's this idea of the doubting Thomas, like when
Hmm.
Jesus came back, and then Thomas goes like, well, I have to see it, and I have to like
Touch
feel
it.
the right, but Jesus told, like, well, pretty much it goes in line with that. So I think that's very interesting. But also, I think it's very mature to ask questions, right? It's
Yes.
sometimes naive to trust blindly. So I think maybe at the core of what you're talking about is there's a certain level of maturity that we need to have to ask these questions to just test it, In school, how do we know if we're good or not? Well, they test us.
Yeah, and there's specific things that you just have to learn and you just have to live it. And then like
Yes.
after you live it, then you can trust it. You can trust your God because you already lived it. And I believe you
Mm,
can trust in God and God always guides you. I trust that too. So
yeah.
it's just the way you ask your questions and what questions you ask. And even like you mentioned Thomas and
Yes.
like I do not like, you know, there's I don't know if there's really belief without any doubt, to be honest, because it is belief. And even Jesus
Mm,
himself, he doubted for some like, he
yeah.
prayed to God like, why? So
Mm,
there's always a doubt, and having a doubt doesn't make you a bad believer.
mm,
Or even like when sometimes you have moments that you doubt even in yourself, doesn't make you a bad person. No.
mm,
So you just going with the journey and with the truth, with the word, you just like have to keep reading it. You have to keep getting closer and closer to God. And it's gonna
mm,
answer you more and more questions. The same about you. You have to keep asking yourself the questions. And they probably, I don't know if they ever will end. That's not
yes.
the answer I can give you. But you have to keep understanding yourself. And also we change. And I will
Yeah.
change too. In 5 years, I will not really, recognize myself. And I hope so. I will not. Because I want to
Yeah.
change and I want to evolve. Like I do not want to stay in the same place. So it's gonna be is it in this next 5 years, like what I'm gonna need, there's a lot of trust and a lot of like blind trust that it's gonna be all right
Yeah.
in some moments. But there's going to be a lot of questions I'm gonna have to ask because I'm
Mm,
gonna have to redirect myself every single time when I'm gonna go in the wrong way to get to my goal.
yes, it is. Fantastic. Well, as we start to wrap up, from your point of view now, because I think you're 21?
I'm 21.
You're 21 years old, right? So let's talk about that, right? Like when 5 years you're gonna be 26, you're not even gonna be 30 yet, or like I'm 33, for example.
Yeah.
So when I say 5 years, that's like, oh, dude, I'm almost gonna be 40, right? Like that feels like too much for me. But for you, you're in a stage of your life where 5 years, I mean, you're still under 30. So what do you want to create, or how are you living your life now? Is it more day to day, or is it like you are thinking big and you have like this huge kind of project that you're working on?
I have like 5 year project and 10 year project, but then I mostly focus on. So then, yes, I have 5 years project, I have 10 year project, I have 1 year project. I have so many projects. So
Yeah, yeah.
obviously, the goal is the 10 year project,
Mm,
right? Or even like I'm not even really focused on 10 years because I think it's just so far from me.
mm,
Um, but 5 year project where I want to be with my life. So then I focus on this little steps. So what I have to do this month, what I have to do, sorry,
maybe.
what I have to do this year, and what I have to focus on this month. So it's I think step by step. And I have a huge dreams and I have huge goals. I
Mm,
want to create really truly. Oh my God, that's the thing that could happen to me is to creating a global foundation for women where
oh, wow.
there are gonna be different types of donations and fundraising for women in countries that they are troubled when they do not have
Mm,
rights, where they do not have free healthcare, where they cannot go to school. So anything I could do to help this woman would be the most amazing gift. So this is what I'm
yes.
going to work forward for the next 10 years to build all this foundation. Obviously, I cannot do it in a year. So
Yeah.
all I'm focusing on right now is the financial freedom and to just get into the next step. Yeah. So they really have to be step by step. And like I want to start the community of women first, and then it's gonna grow this big foundation in next
Mm,
years.
Fantastic. So from your point of view, who do you need to become? Who do you like as you're growing and as you're developing, like who do you need to become to sustain that level of success and impact? Who do you
Very
want to
dis I
become?
have to be I have to become very disciplined person. That's for sure. I have to have a lot of discipline, a lot of faith. I cannot doubt. And I have to
Yeah.
grow into a person that knows exactly what you're gonna do.
Mm,
Exactly. Like I have to be the person that is decisive. I have to become the person that's disciplined. That's what she said she's gonna do. And I have this all I have everything written down.
yeah, yeah.
Like everything. Like the person I have to become, like how she acts, how this
Right.
Ola acts that like build the foundation, how this Ola acts that have all the financial freedom she wants. So I'm just like look at this every single day and be her every day. And like I also understand
Yeah.
this is a journey, especially if there's been a years of programming to just do not live to your full potential, to being
Yeah.
lazy, to procrastinate, to complain. So that's going to be journey. And what I learned this month, actually last month in March, to give myself more grace, because there's one thing about pushing yourself towards your goals, and that's great, but you have to stop sometimes and realize like how far you already came, and
Yeah.
give yourself grace and be proud of yourself, really.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
because you
I,
cannot you cannot go keep going only on like pushing yourself and only on willpower. You have to really understand and ask yourself your why, and to be grateful for what you already have,
yeah.
and really be proud of how far you've come. It's a big
Mm.
lesson that I learned this last month.
Yeah. What's the new maybe need? Because there's six human needs, right? I don't want to get too deep into the technical piece, but what's the new need that you're emphasizing now then?
Yeah, I remember that we had to choose two.
Yeah.
I can tell you my two new
Yeah.
new ones. So they were love and growth.
Love and growth. Yes.
Yes.
Mm.
I'm really focusing on love, myself and to others,
Mm.
and on growth. Growth, it's like the main one, the most important one that I always
Mm.
have to grow. No matter like any and everything in my life has to be growing. My
Yeah.
relationships have to grow as well. So if I do not grow in my relationships, I cannot have them. If
Mm.
I do not grow in my business, there's
Yeah.
something wrong. It's something to fix. If I do not grow in my fitness journey, there is something wrong. Like I
Yeah.
have to grow in every single area of my life.
Mm, I see. So that's why grace is then very important, right? Because when you're
Yes.
constantly trying to grow and naturally failure is a part of the process and we don't hit our goals, it's easy to, beat ourselves up and stuff like that. How
Yeah.
do you show yourself grace? Is it through the journaling and the prayers or like how do you do that?
I love talking to myself. I
Okay.
love talking. So I very often just talk to myself, and I like try and understand
Like
what
do you go
happened.
for a walk or like you just sit in the
Yeah, very
room?
often. Like it's in my routine as well. So I have
Mm.
like actually beach not far away from here, like 5 minutes. So I'm going to the beach every single day, and I
What
walk
what
and
is your
I
routine? So like you obviously you get up and then like what do you do? Like you pray.
Okay, so I get up. My first thing, I go and wash my face and do like quick skincare. I'm going back to bed. I'm reading my Bible and I study it. I do priming before or after, depends how I feel on it. Mm, I'm going to my breakfast. I'm going to the gym, and after the gym, I'm coming back home, taking a shower, get ready for the day, and I start work. And I work on anything that I
Mm,
have to be done. And in the evenings, it really depends. But 6:30, there is a sunset, sorry. So
yeah.
6:30, I'm always at the beach. I have a walk, and then I'm coming back. Then it depends. If I already finished everything that's supposed to be finished, I may meet with my friends or I may work. So it's
Mm,
always
Hmm.
adjustable a little bit,
Yeah,
depends
yeah.
of like my friends and everything else that's going on. But usually then the evenings I'm coming back, I have my book. I choose book or Bible. Last time I really need guide needed guidance, so I chose Bible at the evenings as well. But I
Okay.
usually read books, and I have my candle, and I just have my tea. I always drink black tea with milk. This is my like
Oh,
ritual, and I'm going to sleep. And the next day, the same thing.
do it again. Yeah. That's powerful. So then when you're in the evenings walking, that's when you like talk to yourself and give yourself grace, or when do you do that?
I talk to myself all the time. Like this is something
Oh.
like like I do not have like specific time to just talk to myself. Usually when I'm going on the beach, I just have my reflection of the day. I think like what I've done today. Good. So yeah, I could say so. Obviously, I do not really talk to myself. Like that would be a little bit weird, you know.
Mhm.
But
Right.
I I talk to myself in my mind and think about what happened and whatever, even with the trades, if they went good or they went bad. And I really try to not beat myself. I did it a lot. I was beating myself so much about like these little things, and then I realized it doesn't really, you know, the first thing when I start beating myself up in my mind, the first thing I said to myself, okay, this doesn't help. This
Mm,
doesn't bring me anywhere. Like I'm gonna just stay in the state and beating myself up, or I'm gonna move on and actually make a change. Like I've been here,
right.
I've done that. I know what will happen next. I know it literally doesn't take me anywhere closer to anything I want to be.
Mm,
So it's just unnecessary. And also, I think I really learn how to recognize patterns. So anytime like the specific thoughts come into my mind that I do not want, and
mm,
obviously it's programming, I have to unlearn thinking this
yeah.
way. So your mind is very, very, very smart. So it's gonna
Yeah.
come up to you in so many different ways. So actually, this I learned from Joe Dispenza book. It's
Uh,
Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, and
mm,
there was that one thing to interrupt your thinking. So the
right.
moment I have this thought in my mind, I just say, "That's a silly
Yes,
thought."
yes, yes.
Every single time. That's silly. Why would I think that? Every
Uh,
single time. And it really, if you feel silly to even say that or to even be like, you know,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
it
Yeah.
interrupts the thought process. So I
Mm,
stop beating myself up. I do not think about things that I should not think. I should not focus because, you know, where the focus goes, energy flows. So
yes.
I have to interrupt the pattern. That's another big thing.
Mm, you know what's interesting is that like this conversation, right? And anybody in the Tony Robbins world, if we say these things to people outside of the Tony Robbins world, they'll probably look at us like we're crazy, right? But
Yeah.
I think that the most successful people in the world, like we have to be different, right? We have to do things in a
Yeah.
way that is not common, right? So maybe let's wrap up with that. So then from your perspective, if this was like the last message you were gonna give to the world, right? Like what is that
Mm.
core message? What do you wanna have the world know, and what do you want to share?
And believe in your vision. Believe in the vision that God gave you and stay on track with it.
Mm,
Because others do not understand your vision and they may not understand why you do what you're doing to get there. This life it's for
yeah.
you. And it's about where you going. So focus on it and really do not care about others' opinions because
Mm,
they do not give you anything.
yeah.
And the same thing that you just said is that, yeah, like people gonna laugh at you. People go
Mm,
and be like, oh my God, like they're crazy. But they just do not understand your vision.
yeah.
They do not understand where you're going. So focus on it.
Mm, yes, yes. And just to double triple check. So believe in your vision, right? But I think a big piece you mentioned there is believe in the vision that God gave you, right? So then maybe
Yeah.
there's a piece there around like uh is it like being obedient to the to God's guidance, or how would you kind of clarify that a little bit? Because you said believe in your vision that God gave you. So underneath that there's a belief, right? So it's a
Yes.
belief to follow through, to let go, or what is it?
Whatever really God sent it to you. Because I believe everyone have a purpose in this life. Everyone.
Mm,
And it's
mm,
something, and this purpose usually it's something that makes you happy, that makes you fulfilled, but at the same
mm,
time, it can help others.
yeah.
So if
Mm,
you find this purpose, or if you didn't, I believe that God gave everyone purpose. I do not believe there is even one person in this world with
mm,
not purpose. So what you have to do is really get closer to God for
mm,
guidance and for clarity. It will be so clear for
that's
you
right.
like never before. So
Mm,
this is what I would do because everyone have purpose and you just have to keep going and understand what really is it. So if you still don't know, you know what to do now.
yes. Fantastic. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in, and thank you all for the wonderful conversation. Any parting thoughts? Anything else?
Very sad.
I know, yeah,
But it was very good talking with you.
yeah, fantastic. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in, and then thank you, Ola.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Bye
All
bye.
right,
Thank you so
fantastic.
much.